Please stay with me until the very end of this video. I know this is a conversation that many of us try to avoid, a path we hope we never have to walk. But life, in its infinite wisdom, asks us all to face this profound transition at some point. What I'm about to share might help you notice the quiet, often overlooked signs that the body is beginning its final journey. It could be for yourself, or it could be for someone you love more than words can say. This is for the mothers, the fathers, the partners, the children, the friends, for every soul who has ever held a hand and wondered, is it time? This isn't meant to bring fear. Oh no, my friends, that is the last thing we need. This is meant to bring peace. It's meant to bring understanding. It's meant to wrap you in a blanket of knowledge so that when these moments arrive, you can meet them not with panic, but with presence. Because the body doesn't always speak loudly. Sometimes it whispers its most profound truths, softly, gently. And we only recognize those sacred whispers when we have the grace to look back. We're here to learn how to listen in the now, to hear the language of the soul as it prepares for its greatest adventure. My hope is that by the end of our time together, you will feel more equipped, more compassionate, and more connected to the beautiful, natural process of life itself. We often see the end as a failure, as something to fight against with all our might. But what if we could see it as a sacred letting go, a final, gentle release? If you are walking alongside someone in their final chapter, or if you have ever done so, please take a moment to like this video. It lets us know that this message is reaching the hearts that need it most. And if you're here for someone you love, someone whose memory you hold dear, or someone you're caring for right now, I want you to leave a heart in the comments below. Let that heart be a symbol, a beacon, so we know you're not alone in this. We are a community here, holding space for one another through all of life's seasons. This is a tender topic, I know, but we're strong enough to hold it with grace. Let's go through this, together. The very first sign is often so subtle, so quiet, you might miss it if you're not paying close attention. It's a gentle withdrawal. At first, it's almost imperceptible. They just seem to speak a little less. The conversations that once flowed so easily now have longer pauses, more silence between the words. They might linger a little longer in their own thoughts, their gaze fixed on something beyond the room, beyond what we can see. It's a turning inward, a pulling back of the energy that once reached out to connect with the world in 1,000 different ways every single day. You might find that your calls go unreturned for longer periods, or perhaps they don't get returned at all. The television might stay off. The radio, once a constant companion, now sits silent. The music that used to fill the home with life and joy stays off, replaced by a profound quiet. And in that quiet, it can be easy for us to feel a sense of loss, a sense of being pushed away. But you have to know, deep in your heart, that this is not rejection. It is not a sign of sadness or despair. What you are witnessing is a sacred quieting of the outside world. Imagine the soul as a traveler preparing for the most important journey of its existence. Before setting out, it needs to pack, to gather its experiences, its memories, its essence. This withdrawal is part of that sacred packing process. It's a necessary step to conserve energy, to focus on the internal work that needs to be done. It's a profound act of self-preservation and preparation, not an act of abandonment towards you or the life they have lived. They are not giving up on life. Please hear me when I say this. They are not giving up. They are going deeper. They are preparing their spirit for what comes next. And the greatest gift you can offer in these moments is not to fill the silence with noise or endless questions. The greatest gift is simply your presence, to sit with them, to be with them in that quiet space, and to let them know without a single word that they are not alone. Sometimes, the soul does its most important work in the stillness. So what does it mean to just be with them? It means resisting the urge to fix, to solve, or to cheer them up. Our culture teaches us that silence is uncomfortable, that we must fill every empty space with chatter. But in this sacred time, silence is a language all its own. It speaks of acceptance, of love, of a shared understanding that transcends words. Instead of asking, "What's wrong?" or "Why are you so quiet today?" try simply being a calm, reassuring presence in the room. Read a book nearby or just hold their hand and breathe. Your calm energy will be a beacon for them. When you are at peace with the silence, it gives them permission to be at peace with it too. They are already navigating a profound internal landscape, and the pressure to engage, to perform, to be the person they once were, can be exhausting. By letting go of your own expectations, you lift a tremendous burden from their shoulders. You are communicating that you see them, you accept them exactly as they are in this moment, and your love for them doesn't depend on their ability to entertain or converse with you. This inward turning is a sacred process, and we are merely witnesses to it. It's a time for reflection, for life review, for making peace with a lifetime of experiences. The soul is doing its work, and that work is often deeply personal and solitary. Think of yourself not as an intruder trying to pull them back into the world, but as a guardian, a gentle sentry standing watch over this holy ground. Your quiet strength becomes their anchor in a sea of change, a steady presence they can feel even when their eyes are closed. So let your presence be the gift. Don't ask questions that require complex answers or demand energy they no longer have. Instead, just be there. Let them know you are with them on this journey. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Your quiet, loving presence is a balm to the soul. It is a testament to a love that doesn't need words to be understood, a connection that will endure beyond this physical world. The soul hears the language of the heart, and your heart, in its quiet presence, is speaking volumes. As the journey continues, you will likely begin to notice a change in their relationship with food and drink. This is one of the most common and, honestly, often one of the most distressing signs for families to witness. You might notice their appetite, which was once robust and full of life, beginning to fade away. The meals that you lovingly prepare, the dishes that were once their absolute favorites, now go untouched on the tray beside them. It can feel like a personal rejection, as if your care and your love are being turned away along with the food. Even something as simple as a sip of water can become a difficult task. They might take a small amount into their mouth only to hold it there, unable or unwilling to swallow. Or they may gently shake their head, a clear but silent signal that they just can't. And our first instinct, born from a lifetime of nurturing, is to worry. We think, they need to eat to keep their strength up. They need to drink or they'll become dehydrated. We see it as a problem that needs to be solved, a battle that needs to be won. But I want to invite you to look at this from a different perspective. This isn't a refusal, not in the way we understand it. It is not an act of stubbornness or a sign that they have given up the fight. What you are witnessing is the body's own profound and ancient wisdom at work. The body is naturally and intelligently slowing itself down. The digestive fire, which once burned so brightly to process food and create energy, is now softening, its purpose shifting as the body's energy is redirected inward for a much more important task. The system is preparing to shut down, and forcing food or fluids on it can actually cause more discomfort. It can lead to bloating, nausea, or even difficulty breathing as the body no longer has the resources to process what it's being given. The physical machinery is winding down, and we must honor that process. The body knows exactly what it is doing. It is a finely tuned instrument that has carried them through a lifetime, and now it is guiding them through their final transition with its own innate intelligence. So, if we are not to push food, what can we do? How can we show our love and care when the most primal way we know how, by feeding someone, is no longer what is needed? This is where our care shifts from the physical to the spiritual. Instead of insisting on another bite of food, you can offer other forms of comfort, other ways of nourishing them. The focus is no longer on sustaining the body, but on comforting the soul and honoring the vessel that has carried it for so long. You can take a soft, clean cloth, dip it in cool water, and gently moisten their lips and mouth. This small act can provide immense relief from the dryness that often accompanies this stage. It's a gesture of tenderness, a physical touch that says, "I am here, and I am caring for you." You can whisper words of love, share a favorite memory, or read a comforting poem. Let the sound of your voice be a gentle presence that soothes their spirit, reminding them that they are cherished and safe. A gentle hand held, a soft stroke on the arm, or simply sitting in quiet companionship can provide more nourishment now than any meal ever could. The hunger they are experiencing is no longer a physical one that can be satisfied by food. It is a spiritual hunger, a yearning for peace, for love, for permission to let go. Your calm, loving presence feeds that hunger. Your acceptance of this natural process gives them the freedom they need to continue their journey without the added burden of trying to eat to please you. Remember, this is not about you. It's not about your need to feel useful or your fear of what's happening. It is about them and what their body is telling you it needs, which is rest and peace. By shifting your focus from feeding their body to nurturing their spirit, you're offering the most profound kind of care. You are meeting them exactly where they are, honoring the wisdom of their body, and walking beside them with a love that nourishes them on a level far deeper than the physical. Now we come to a moment that can feel, I know, unsettling for so many of us. It's a change in the very rhythm of life itself, the breath. You may begin to notice that the steady, familiar pattern of their breathing starts to shift. One moment, it might be deep, a full and resonant breath that feels almost like a sigh, and in the very next moment, it becomes so shallow you have to lean in close just to be sure it's there. These are not signs of a struggle in the way we might think. Instead, this is the body's own wisdom taking over, a natural and profound process of preparing for its final sacred release. It is a language all its own, speaking of transition. It's a rhythm that has a name, Cheney-Stokes breathing. And hearing that medical term can sometimes make it sound even more clinical, more frightening. But I want you to try and see it differently. Think of it not as a symptom of distress, but as the tide going out. There are long, powerful waves, and then there are gentle laps upon the shore. There will be pauses, moments of complete stillness that might make your own heart catch in your throat. You'll hold your own breath, waiting, listening. This is one of the clearest, most undeniable signs that the body is preparing for its journey, letting go of the earthly patterns it no longer needs. I know what you're thinking because I would be thinking it too. Are they in pain? Are they suffering? And what I have learned from so many who walk this path with their loved ones is that this irregular breathing is typically not a source of pain for the person experiencing it. It's a sign of the body's system slowing down, of energy being conserved for the most essential work ahead. The fear we feel is often our own projection, our own anxiety about the unknown. Your role in this sacred space is to be the calm in the room. Your peace, your steady presence will become a beacon for them, a quiet reassurance that all is well. So, what can you do? You can be the anchor. Instead of panicking or rushing to intervene, simply be with them. Hold their hand, letting the warmth of your touch communicate what words cannot. Speak softly, not with questions, but with words of comfort and love. You can say, "I am right here with you," or share a cherished memory in a gentle whisper. Let your presence be the steady rhythm they can feel, even when their own is changing. You are holding space for one of life's most profound transitions, and your calm is the greatest gift you can offer. As this new breathing pattern continues, you might feel as though the very air in the room has changed. It can feel thinner, more sacred. This is because the veil between this world and the next is, in a way, becoming more transparent. The work happening now is not of the physical body alone, it is the work of the soul. The pauses in breath are not empty spaces. They are moments of transition, of letting go. Imagine the body as a vessel that has carried a precious spirit through a long and beautiful journey. Now that vessel is preparing to release the spirit, and the process requires a different kind of energy, a different kind of breath. It's so important in these moments to trust the process. Our instinct is to fix things, to make them regular and predictable again. But this is a time to surrender to a wisdom far greater than our own. This is the body's innate knowledge of how to shut down, how to gracefully power down its systems. It knows exactly what it is doing. Resisting this process or showing our own fear and anxiety can inadvertently create a sense of unease for our loved one. They can feel our tension, even if they can no longer express it. Your peace is their permission to continue their journey without worry. Let your voice be a gentle melody in the background of their experience. You don't need to fill the silence, but when you do speak, let it be with love. You could hum a favorite hymn, read a comforting passage from a beloved book, or simply repeat their name with tenderness. These sounds become part of the environment of peace you are creating. Remember, hearing is often one of the very last senses to fade. Your words of love, of gratitude, of reassurance are being received on a level we may not fully understand, but they are being received. They are the soundtrack to their passage. Think of yourself as a lighthouse keeper. The ship is navigating its final approach to the harbour and the sea is changing. Your job is not to control the tide or the winds. Your job is to keep the light burning steadily, a constant, unwavering beacon of love and safety. Your calm presence says, "You are not alone. I am watching over you. All is well." By holding this space, you are participating in a sacred act of love, honoring the final chapter of their life with the dignity and peace it deserves. Now there is another shift you may begin to witness, one that happens not in the body, but in the space between worlds. Your loved one might become restless, physically agitated, picking at their blankets or clothing, and they may begin to speak of things that, to us, don't seem to be there. They might talk about seeing people who have long since passed, a mother, a father, a cherished friend. They may speak of places you don't recognize, describing rooms or gardens from a life lived long ago. This can be one of the most confusing experiences for us as caregivers, because it feels like they are lost in delusion. But what I want you to consider, what so many hospice nurses and spiritual guides have shared with me, is that this is not confusion. It is a form of communication. They are not losing their minds, they are beginning to perceive another reality. The soul is preparing for its journey, and it's as if they have one foot in this world and one foot in the next. They are seeing and speaking with those who have come to greet them, to help them make the transition. This is not something to be afraid of. It is, in its own way, a beautiful and comforting part of the process. One of the most common things you might hear them say is, "I want to go home." And your first instinct will be to say, "But you are home. We're right here." But the home they are speaking of is not the one with 4 walls and a roof that you're sitting in. They are speaking of their spiritual home, the place from which they came and to which they are returning. It's a deep, primal longing of the soul to complete its circle. Trying to reorient them to our reality, to our timeline, can cause them distress and agitation. It's like trying to pull someone back who is already halfway across a bridge. So, the most loving thing you can do is to meet them where they are. Step onto that bridge with them for a moment. Instead of correcting, you connect. Instead of grounding them in your reality, you validate theirs. This requires a profound shift in our perspective, moving from a place of logic to a place of pure, unconditional love. It's letting go of your need for them to make sense to you, and instead, trusting that what they're experiencing makes perfect sense to their soul. This is an act of deep empathy, of honoring their truth in this sacred final stage. So how do you do this? How do you walk with them in this space between worlds? It's about the language you use, the energy you bring. If they speak of their mother being in the room, don't say, "Your mother passed away years ago." Instead, you can smile gently and ask, "Oh, is she here? Does seeing her bring you comfort?" By asking this, you are acknowledging their reality without judgment. You are showing them that you are not afraid of what they are seeing, and that you are there to support them in it. You are joining their journey, not trying to redirect it. If they become restless and repeatedly try to get out of bed, saying they need to leave, that they have to go somewhere, our fear can kick in. We worry they will fall, that they will hurt themselves. But often this restlessness is the physical manifestation of the soul's urge to depart. Instead of physically restraining them, you can sit by their side, hold their hand, and say something like, "It sounds like you're getting ready for a big trip. I understand. I will be right here with you, and I'll walk with you when it's time." These words can bring an incredible sense of peace, reassuring them that they are not alone and that you will not abandon them. This is a time for deep listening, not just to their words, but to the meaning behind them. They might be trying to resolve unfinished business, to say a final goodbye, or to find peace. The people they see, the places they talk about, are all clues to what is happening in their inner world. By being a calm, accepting presence, you create a safe space for this work to be done. You become a trusted companion on the most important journey of their life. Your gentle validation is a gift, a balm for their spirit, letting them know they are seen, heard, and loved, no matter what reality they are in. Remember, this is their experience, not yours. Our role is not to interpret it or rationalize it, but simply to honor it. Letting go of our need to be in control is one of the hardest and most loving things we can do. When you stop trying to pull them back to your world and instead offer to sit with them in theirs, a profound sense of peace can settle over the room. You are no longer fighting the current, you are flowing with it. And in that flow, you will find a deeper connection, a more profound love than you ever thought possible. As the body prepares to release its hold on life, you will notice changes that are purely physical, yet deeply symbolic. One of the most common signs is a change in the temperature and color of the skin. You may take their hand in yours and be surprised to find that it feels cool, even cold to the touch. Their feet, their arms, their legs. The extremities may all begin to feel cool. This isn't because the room is chilly or because they need another blanket. This is a natural, purposeful process happening within the body. It is a quiet signal of its readiness to let go. This coolness is a result of the body's incredible, innate wisdom. In these final hours or days, the circulatory system begins to change its focus. The body intuitively knows where its remaining energy is needed most, and it begins to redirect blood flow away from the extremities, the hands and feet, and towards the vital organs at the core, like the heart and the brain. It is preserving what little life force remains for its most essential parts. This is not a failure of the system. It is its final, intelligent act of prioritization. It is the body taking care of its own sacred shutdown sequence. Along with this coolness, you may see a change in the skin's appearance. It might take on a pale, waxy look. On the feet and hands, you might see a lacy, purplish pattern start to appear. This is a condition called mottling, and I know seeing this can be alarming. It looks like something is wrong, like a sign of a medical emergency. But in the context of the end of life, it is not an emergency. It is an expected, peaceful sign that the body's work is nearing completion. It is a visible map of the journey inward, a testament to the body's quiet, methodical process of letting go. Understanding what is happening can transform your experience of it. Instead of seeing these changes through a lens of fear, you can see them through a lens of reverence. You are witnessing a powerful, natural transition. This is not a medical crisis to be solved. It is a sacred event to be honored. Your knowledge and your understanding become your power, allowing you to remain calm and present. You can look at their cool hands not as a sign of something lost, but as a sign of the body's final, perfect wisdom in action. So when you feel their cool skin, what can you do? Your touch, now more than ever, is a profound form of communication. You can gently wrap their hands in yours, not to try and force warmth back into them, but simply to share your own. You can place a soft, warm blanket over their feet. These actions are not about fixing anything. They are not about reversing the natural process. They are simple, beautiful acts of final kindness. They're a way of saying, with your hands, what you may no longer be able to say in conversation. I am here. I am with you. I love you. This is not a time for electric blankets or heating pads, as the skin can be very delicate and you could inadvertently cause a burn. The goal isn't to fight the body's process. The goal is to provide comfort. A light massage with a gentle lotion can be a beautiful gift, a way to offer loving touch and connection. It's about companionship. It's about letting them know that even as their body changes, your loving presence remains constant and unwavering. Your touch is an anchor in the storm, a quiet reassurance that they are not alone in this passage. Think of these final acts of care as a form of prayer, a meditation in motion. Each gentle touch, each soft blanket is a gesture of love and respect for the life that was lived and the journey that is now concluding. You are tending to the vessel that carried a soul you love. It is holy work. It is a way of honoring their physical body one last time, thanking it for the years of service, for all the hugs it gave, for all the steps it took. You are providing comfort not just to them, but to your own heart as well, by participating actively and lovingly in their final moments. And remember, even if they are unresponsive, even if their eyes are closed, the spirit feels your intention. The energy of your love, of your care, permeates the space. You are creating an atmosphere of peace and dignity. By understanding these physical signs like cool skin and mottling, and responding not with panic, but with gentle kindness, you are giving one of the most powerful gifts possible. You're helping to ensure that their final experience in this world is one of warmth, comfort, and unconditional love. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then, in the midst of this sacred slowing down, something truly remarkable can happen. It's what many nurses and hospice workers have witnessed time and time again. There's a sudden brightness, a burst of energy that seems to come from a place beyond the physical. It's this beautiful, unexpected surge of life. Someone who has been quiet for days might suddenly open their eyes and they are clear, they are present, they are fully there with you in a way that can take your breath away. It is a moment of pure grace, a window thrown open when you thought all the doors were closing. This clarity can feel like a miracle. And you know what? In so many ways, it truly is. It's as if the soul, in its infinite wisdom, gathers all of its remaining light for one final, brilliant expression. They might ask for their favorite ice cream, the one they haven't touched in weeks. They might share a story from their childhood with such vivid detail that you feel you are right there with them. They might look you straight in the eye and say, "I love you," with a strength that hasn't been in their voice for so long. This isn't a reversal, it's a gift, a profound, loving gesture from their spirit to yours. When this happens, my friends, I want you to lean in with your whole heart. Let yourself feel every single emotion that comes flooding through you. Feel the hope, that little spark that wants to believe this is a turn for the better. Feel the joy of connection, of hearing their voice so strong and true one more time. Feel the bittersweet ache of knowing this moment is precious and fleeting. Don't push any of it away. Let the tears come if they need to. Let the laughter bubble up. This moment is a sacred space, a final, beautiful chapter they are writing with you. It's a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It's a final communication that transcends the body's limitations. It's their way of saying, "I am still here. I see you. I love you. And I want you to remember me like this, full of light." This surge is the soul's goodbye, wrapped in a moment of pure, unadulterated presence. It's a memory being intentionally crafted for you to hold on to, a final, shining beacon to light your way after they have gone. Treasure it, hold it close, for it is one of the deepest expressions of love you will ever receive. Now, it's so important to understand what this final burst of energy truly signifies. It can be confusing for families because for a moment it feels like a recovery. You might think, "Oh, they're getting better, the prayers are working." And while every prayer is heard, this is a different kind of answer. It's not a return to life as it was, but rather a final, powerful affirmation of the life that was lived. It's a beautiful and poignant paradox, a sign of life that is also a sign of imminent departure. It's the spirit's last great act on this earthly stage. So, how do you navigate this tender moment? You join them in it, fully. If they ask for a sip of their favourite soda, you help them have that sip. If they want to listen to that one song that always made them dance, you play it for them. You don't question it or try to rationalise it. You simply receive it as the blessing it is. This is not the time for discussing medical realities or future plans. It is a time for presence, for connection, for sharing in this beautiful, unexplainable light. Match their clarity with your own loving attention. This experience, this final rally, is a profound lesson for all of us about living. It reminds us that even at the very end, there is an opportunity for joy, for connection, for meaning. It's a powerful reminder that our essence, our spirit, is so much more than the physical body it inhabits. It shows us that love and consciousness can shine their brightest right at the threshold. It's a final teaching, a masterclass in grace, offered by someone you love. Let yourself be their student in this moment. Listen with your heart and absorb the beauty of this final lesson. And when the surge begins to fade, as it will, don't see it as a loss of the miracle. The miracle has already happened. It was the moment itself. The light doesn't just vanish, it has been given to you. It has been poured into your memory and your heart to sustain you. It's a parting gift to ease the sorrow that will follow. It's their way of leaving you not with an image of frailty, but with a memory of their true, shining spirit. Hold on to that light. Let it be a comfort. Let it be the story you tell. Because this moment was meant to be treasured forever. After the surge of energy, a different kind of peace often settles in. A profound quiet. This is the sacred stillness. You will notice the physical changes become more pronounced now. Their skin, which may have been cool before, might grow even paler or take on a waxy appearance as circulation slows to its final cadence. Their limbs, once perhaps restless, will find a deep and final relaxation. It is a stillness that is different from sleep. It's a letting go on the deepest cellular level. The body has completed its work, and it is now preparing to release the spirit it has held for a lifetime. This is the time of the final transition, the crossing over. The space between breaths may grow longer until one final, gentle breath is released. And then, there is stillness. This moment, the very culmination of a life, is often profoundly peaceful. It is not the dramatic scene we so often see in movies. More often than not, it is a quiet, gentle cessation, a sacred pause. The room can feel thick with a sense of reverence, as if all of creation is holding its breath in honor of the soul that is making its journey home. It is a holy moment, If you are blessed to be present during this sacred time, your role is one of quiet, loving witness. Your calm presence is the greatest gift you can offer. This is not a time for panic or frantic activity. It is a time to simply be. Hold their hand, speak to them in a soft, gentle voice. Many who work in end-of-life care believe that hearing is the very last sense to fade. Even when there is no outward response, no flicker of an eyelid, the soul can often hear everything. Your words of love can be the very last thing they feel on this earthly plane. Tell them what they have meant to you. Share a cherished memory. Give them permission to go, telling them that you will be all right, that you will carry their love forward. Say thank you for everything. I love you. It's okay to rest now. These words can be a final comfort, not just for them, but for you as well. It is an act of ultimate love to release someone from their earthly struggle. You are not giving up on them. You are honoring their journey and loving them all the way through to the other side, surrounding them with grace until the very end. As the body finds this ultimate stillness, it's important to understand that this is not an ending, but a transformation. The physical form has ceased its function, but the energy, the love, the essence of who they were does not simply disappear. It is released. Think of it like a ship that has carried a precious passenger across a vast ocean. The ship has reached the shore and is now docked, its journey complete. But the passenger, the soul, has disembarked to continue on to a new, unseen land. The vessel is what remains, but the life force it carried is now free. This can be a difficult concept for our minds to grasp, because we are so accustomed to what we can see and touch. But in your heart, you will feel it. You will feel the shift in the energy of the room. There is a sense of completion, of peace. The struggle is over. The pain is gone. There is only a profound silence, a sacred emptiness that was once filled with their breath, their presence, their life. Allow yourself to sit in that sacred space for a while. There is no need to rush. This is a moment to be honored, a final goodbye to the physical body that was their home. In the moments and hours that follow, be gentle with yourself. There is no right or wrong way to feel. You might feel a deep sense of peace and relief that their suffering is over. You might feel a profound and overwhelming sorrow. You might feel numb, unable to process what has just happened. All of these feelings are valid. They are all part of the grieving process that is now beginning. Your only job is to allow whatever comes up to move through you without judgment. You have just walked someone all the way home, and that is a monumental act of love that will take time to integrate. Remember that your love was the bridge. Your presence was the anchor. Your voice was the final lullaby. You gave them the most profound gift one human being can give another, a peaceful, loving passage. You stood as a guardian at the gate between worlds, holding a space of safety and grace for their departure. This is a sacred role, and you have fulfilled it beautifully. The stillness in the room is not an absence, but a testament to a life fully lived and a love that will endure forever. It is the final, silent amen. If you are watching this today and you recognize these signs in someone you love and care for, I know that your heart is heavy. I want to reach through this screen right now and just hold that space with you, because this is one of the most tender and challenging journeys a heart can take. It is a path of profound love and profound sorrow, walking hand in hand. There is no map that can make it easy, but I hope this guide has offered you some gentle light for the path, some comfort in the knowing. But please, please take this with you as you go forward. I want you to hold this truth deep in your soul. They are not lost. The person you love is not vanishing into nothingness. They are not alone on this journey, and I promise you, neither are you. There is a whole community of people, a circle of care right here, who understand the depth of what you are experiencing. You are seen, you are held, and your love is a powerful, beautiful force in the world. It matters so, so much. The most important thing I have learned in my life is that love does not disappear. It cannot be destroyed. It does not end when a life does. It simply changes form. The love you have for this person and the love they have for you is now woven into the fabric of who you are. It becomes the strength you didn't know you had. It becomes the wisdom in your heart. It becomes the warmth you feel when a memory brings a smile to your face. It is not gone. It has transformed. It is with you, always. Thank you for being here today, for opening your heart to this conversation. And thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for loving so deeply. That is the greatest gift of all. If this has been helpful, please share it with someone else who might need to feel a little less alone on their journey. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a heart in the comments below to join this circle of care. Until next time we meet, be gentle with your heart. It's doing the best it can.